Hi everyone, it's Valeriya. Welcome back to my channel. Today it's gonna be kind of a different video, so I'm basically gonna be answering all of your McGill questions because a lot of you have concerns and questions about how to come to study to McGill University, Montreal, Canada, and I'm just doing this video to answer your questions and help you kind of navigate all of those stressful admissions and process things. I just want to help you lighten up the mood, stress less. So enjoy this little Q&A about McGill. Okay, so the first question is, I just got accepted in McGill. What do I do now? Okay, so first of all, you have to remember that there's two categories. So if you're an international student or an exchange student, that's apart from people who are actually residents of Canada and especially Quebec. So if you have been to CEGEP like me in Quebec, that means you have already done 2 depending to 3 years of studies. These 3 years count as 30 credits that are going to be applied to when you are accepted at McGill. So that's what happened to me. I immediately entered in university as a U1 student instead of a U0. And basically, if you are from the United States or anywhere else in the world, you enter as a U0 if you don't have any CEGEP or prior credits to this. And so you're just going to enter as a U0 with 0 credits, and you're going to do 4 years of college depending on your major or if you switch up. And during this U0, you basically do all of the required courses from all fields: mathematics, literature, science, everything. That's the difference between a U1. When you enter as a U1, you can automatically declare your major and your minor and choose what you want to study, instead of going through all of the niche little topics to go through. Yeah, so that's the fun part. Be careful about to know whether you are a U1 or U0. And the next step you want to take naturally is you have to give all of your necessary documents. Of course, if you're an international student, you have to provide your visa and show that you can stay in this country for a student visa. So that's the main part if you're an international student. And if you're from Canada, you don't need a visa, so that's good for you. There's so many things to do once you get accepted in McGill, but I just remember when I got accepted, it was just, I literally enjoyed the moment because it was such a big thing to happen, because it was like my dream to go to McGill, and I was just so excited, and everything kind of went smoothly because there's not a lot of things to do except wait for summer to end and for fall to come. And that's when beginning of June usually, depending on which university level you are, so U0, 1, 2 and 3. So U0, they usually are last to sign up for classes, and once you go up in levels, so like U3 the max or like U4, 5, they usually sign up for classes faster and earlier because they need the courses to graduate. And there's a whole list of classes. It's all on the McGill website on how to choose classes. If you're U0, that's different, but if you're U1, then you have to do specific elective courses and required courses for your major. So you have to definitely start looking at all the majors that you want to look at. So that's basically all of the things you have to do at first. Okay, next question. How do I make friends at McGill? Now that's a really good question, because it can be very intimidating coming into McGill, especially if you know no one and you're an international student. It's very frightening. It can be very challenging at certain times, but you have to remember that it's a big community and we're all there for each other, and that you're not alone in this situation. Everyone at first is super scared of the environment. Best advice is literally once you get to your first class, sit, if the pandemic allows, to sit near someone, talk with them. It can be the simplest, hi, how are you doing? And just say your name, what you want to major in the future, and just create some small conversations like this. And that's basically how I make all of my friends at McGill, during my classes and sitting next to people I don't know, and then they became my best friends, and it's kind of like the best way. But also to make friends is in dining halls, in residencies, and especially going to clubs. Literally, if you go to a club in Montreal, especially in the McGill campus, you're gonna meet a lot of students, and it's so easy once you go out. Even though if you go alone on a night out, you can literally come back from that night out with like 30 friends. which is always fun. So that's like the cool thing about McGill, is that you're never going to be alone. You're always going to be surrounded with people. And even when you're walking around the campus alone, people are so nice here. Like, they smile at you. Some people just say hi. Even the security guards, the staff, the teachers, there's always this very nice, polite engagement with everyone. So that's what I really like about McGill. Okay, next question. What about residences? Any good recommendations? So once you come into McGill and you are a first year, you are allowed in that first year, so 2 semesters, to stay in the McGill residences. But once that year is timed out, you have to start looking for your own apartment. That's kind of the rule at McGill, because it allows for the newcomers to get a place in the residencies. So it's kind of like a circle that always keeps moving. So when you're in, and then you have to start looking for your own residence or apartment. But it's always fun because after a year, you've met a lot of people, you've made a lot of close friends, and with those close friends, you can rent out or lease a apartment near McGill. Yeah, the cost is like divided by the amount of roommates you want, so that's like the perfect way to find an apartment after that year is up. Yeah, the McGill residences can be a bit pricey, but it really depends. Sometimes like $1,500 a month. You can get a roommate, and yeah, it really depends. But there's also some student housings on campus that are not part of the McGill residences, which you can rent out. Campus 1, it's on Sherbrooke Street. It's like a hotel residence, and there's a lot of McGill students over there. And yeah, it's basically a really nice residence, so that's always a backhand option in case you can't find an apartment for yourself. But usually if you go on Facebook Marketplace, you type in McGill accommodations or McGill residences, there's always students renting out their places. So always keep a lookout for this, and that's one of the ways you can easily find an apartment here. Okay, next question is course load. Should I do it hard or should I go light? So the course load is totally up to you, but to get your full credits for a semester, you need 15 credits. That's the course load that is the most heavy. Maximum courses you can take is 5. Yeah, it depends. If you want to go hard, you can do 5 courses, or you can go light and do 4 courses, meaning you're going to have to end up with 1 semester at the end to complete. So instead of like 6 semesters, it's going to take you like 7. But it really depends on the way you want to do it. So McGill is not strict about that. You can do 4 or 5 courses. You can literally, it's up to you. But to be considered a student, you still need to take 4 or 5 classes. So depending if you want to do 4 or 5, you choose, but you do need to choose between those 2. You can't just, take 1 class. That's not possible. So yeah, it's up to you. Maybe if you are U0 and you don't know how it starts off, you can always start off with 4 courses and see if you like McGill or not, and then gradually in your take of courses. But yeah, I feel like 5 courses is not bad. Once you really get into the juice of it, it's really easy to roll with. Okay, next question is, I am scared to not handle my social life with my academic life. How to do so? Okay, I've received this quite a lot, but the one thing about McGill that is fun is that you can easily manage your academic life with your social life. It's easier to manage once you really get to roll with it. At first it can be hard, especially if you don't know anyone and you're kind of concentrated. So if you don't have a social life at first, which I did, academic life is like super challenging because you're always studying and you're alone. But once you make friends, even studying is a fun part of college because you're with your friends and you take breaks and you laugh, and it's just like a fun experience. So especially, if you make a lot of friends, and I know you're all gonna make wonderful friends in McGill, your social life is always gonna be there because on Friday nights, a lot of people always go out, especially in residences. If you live like in the residences in the first year, it's totally up to you, but people leave their doors open so that social life can always be interacted with. So yeah, there's like many ways you can make friends. If you ever have trouble, they have some centers in McGill to help you navigate those 2 options, and know that you're never alone. There's always people who are reaching out and need help. So if you're that person, feel free to reach out to the McGill Center so they can help you navigate between your social life and your academic life. Okay, next question is there any stuff to do on McGill campus? That one is like so easy because literally McGill campus is right in the center of the university, so there is so many things you can do, so many shopping malls, stores, coffee shops, vegan cafes, everything that you could ever dream of is right near McGill. And that's the fun part. McGill is also located like on a hill, so you can just walk up and see the whole of downtown, which is really fun because when it's super hot outside and it's summertime, especially at night, before night out, you can just go up and see the whole city sparkling and lighted up. So that's one of the things I like to do. Just walk around downtown McGill is really fun. You can literally go to a coffee shop on every corner. And the stores, there's like on St. Catherine Street, the most famous shopping street here in Montreal. There's like a lot of stores, so you can never get bored here, honestly. There's always something to do. There's also Old Port in Montreal. That one's a bit like longer to get to if you walk, but if you just take like the metro or the bus or like Uber there, it's just a beautiful place to see. It resembles a bit like Paris, which is always fun. You can make like a whole culture day out of walking around in Montreal, and there's always something and some places to see here, so you can never get bored. And even if you're alone at first, just walking around the city, you'd never feel alone because Canadians are very polite. Just the way everyone's presenting themselves is always nice. Sometimes what I like to do is just walk around and pet dogs because it's like the funnest thing to do, and even though I have my own dog, I just like to pet other dogs. And I just think it's like the cutest thing to ever do because you can interact with another human being, which is always fun. Even though I've been here for quite a while, there's always something to do. There's never like a dull moment here. I especially love walking around downtown Montreal in the summertime because you can walk for hours and not get tired, whereas in the winter, when it gets -20 here, you don't feel like going out. So yeah, definitely in the summertime I recommend just walking a ton, but in the wintertime it's better to just find a cozy coffee shop and just sit there and maybe study or read a book. If you have any questions and you want to know what's my favorite thing to do, please feel free to ask me in the comments. I'll be happy to reply. Alright guys, that's it for today's Q&A about McGill University. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below right here to join my family of beautiful subscribers. I really hope you found this video helpful and educational, that helped you kind of relax a little bit and stress less about the whole McGill process. If you still have any questions, please tell me in the comments down below or reach out to me by DM on Instagram. It's Valeriya_in_Paris. I'll be gladly happy to help you. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here for you guys and I'm gonna help as much as I can. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I love you all so much and I'll see you guys next week for another video. Bye!